Welcome to Clever Conversations. This is a chance for us to meet indie artists, authors, creators of all kinds, and we hope you enjoy this ride with us. Let's get into the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Clever Conversations. I'm your host, Bree, and I am here with Noah Hodgin. Noah is, full of the energy and the things that we need, especially as women, to take control of our health and get in shape and do it with the right support. So Noah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Sorry, and I can tell that it's been a long day because I've been talking. I talk a lot during the day, but I don't get up and move around enough. So what are some of the things, the reason I wanted to have you on the show so much was really important to me is because, especially as women, we ourselves last and not take care of ourselves like we should. What are your feelings on that? What do you think? Why does that happen to us all the time?
I see it all the time, and especially even my girlfriend does the same thing. Work prioritize. They put work, family, loved ones over working out, especially with the way our economy is right now. Is everybody needs to work as many hours as we can to make ends meet. So it's like we're always trying to prioritize what's important. But for women, the last thing they're going to do is prioritize their health over making that extra $3,000 paycheck. I'm sorry, or taking care of their loved ones, which I understand. I understand loved ones or whatever, but you really need to get up that extra half hour. Don't sleep in. That's all there's to it. Get it, make it a time priority what you're going to do on that daily basis.
Yeah, we always put ourselves last when it comes to like, okay, what do I need to do? If you asked any woman to like write your to-do list of things you have to get done today, right? You're like, okay, so first I have to either get the kids up, get them off to school. They got to have breakfast. Apparently I have to feed them every day. It's just the way things are. So I have to feed them. I got to get them to school, make sure they have lunches or pack whatever it is. And then I got to go to work and then I'm going to get home. So then my next thing is I got to make sure that they've got homework done and that I've got the car washed and I've picked up and I've gotten some laundry in and I got for dinner, and then I got to make sure everybody's happy. And so when they're writing their to do this, or maybe they work from home and they're entrepreneurs, maybe they don't have kids, it's still check my emails, get my work stuff, make the phone calls, do my follow-ups. And I guarantee you, if you ask 100 women, I would say maybe one or two would put anything on that list that was self-care or something for themselves. It's always all of the things they have to get done and nothing to do with taking care of their own bodies, their own, get the gym in somewhere or do something. And if it's maybe they don't have time or they don't know what to do. So why do we need to make a shift? Why is this so important for us?
Well, our nation is getting, as I'm sure you're going to agree with this, is getting sicker and sicker. We need to look at how many. Diabetes is on the rise, heart disease, high blood pressure. Do you want to be here for your loved ones? Do you want to be the one that's being taken care of in that hospital? And I hate to be blunt about it, but that's where we're at this point. My mom's a retired nurse. My dad sold pharmaceutical drugs for a living, and it's just like I've heard these stories my whole life, and it's just so important to take care of ourselves because we don't want to end up. Especially, I saw my uncle that had diabetes. He had type 2, and he was taking insulin shots and everything else, and he was not in good shape. The way he ended up in a hospice, and it was really not. It was very eye-opening for me.
Yeah, it really is. I never really got shifted into looking at like that retirement age and beyond and what the health looks like. If we even make it that long these days with the diets and the crap that's either in the air, in the food, in the water, whatever. But it is tremendously expensive to for as you age, and it's also, the things that you body catch up to you, and it's it's devastating. I don't even know how to put it into words. The things that I've seen in the last 3 months, caring for an ailing parent,
Yeah.
going through all of those different things. And I'm prioritizing all these other people's health and not my own health like I should be doing, because
Yeah,
they want me to help take care of them. Right.
exactly. And people say it's so expensive to eat healthy and everything else. Okay, what's the alternative? Now you're ended up spending all that money on drug costs and everything else because you have you're killing your organs and your livers. I hate to say it. It's just like
Yep.
it's so important that people prioritize their health now. And people ask me when is I want to wait till I get my blood work done, this or that. Do it now. Start walking today.
Yeah.
It
And walking, simple, right? Something that you
Yeah,
can start doing.
and
Like
it's free.
it
It's
is,
free.
yeah, exactly. And I think it's just the accountability, having somebody check in on you. I we're all grown ups. We should be able to be accountable to ourselves, but we really do need that support, the different things that we need to implement these things. It's difficult. It's we've been this nation of easy button, right? Like our attention span is about 30 seconds, and
At
we
the
like
phone.
the easy button, right? We just want to heat and eat, or grab something to go, or pick something up on the way home. I don't want to cook tonight, I'm tired. But we don't realize, and even if we're getting these, we're not hitting the fast, maybe we're not doing fast food, maybe we're picking up from a restaurant. I can't even begin to tell you, since I was diagnosed with heart problems, and I had to do low sodium, the amount of salt that are in things, the amount of salt which will kill you. That's your blood pressure raising. That's your, kidneys and liver trying to like metabolize all this crap that you're putting in there, and you put
Do
all
that
this
for that,
salt in.
and do that for the next 30 years.
Yeah. And it's getting higher and higher. I know
Yeah.
one of the things that really surprised me, I liked it's World Kitchen, but I think it's Noodles and Company it was called. And I wouldn't go there very often, but one of my favorite things to grab, which didn't feel like fast food because it came in a nice, it just felt like good home warm food,
Yeah.
was their mac and cheese. Was one of my favorite things. I wouldn't make the Kraft mac and cheese. I didn't eat that very often,
Yeah.
but I really liked their macaroni and cheese. Loved it until I saw the sodium in it, which is 3,500 milligrams in one serving, which
Oh,
is like ridiculously high in sodium. And I'm like, that's a heart attack, but it's in this
yeah.
yummy, delicious, warm mac and cheese, which you're not eating this big fried burger with French fries and all this
You
stuff.
look at that as a substitute for what the
It's still
alternative
not
is.
good. And then I thought, okay, I'll grab a salad. So then one of my favorite salads is, if you've been to Olive Garden, they have a endless salad, and you can get, and here you are, you're
Don't get
eating
me
salad.
started. Don't get me started on
I,
the Olive Garden, because there's so much saturated, all that stuff in it that's actually going to bloat you.
Yeah.
I remember talking to another coach about that, of what's in Olive Garden's food, and it's just like, doesn't matter what maybe whole wheat pasta, but it's what's in the chicken and everything else, how they prepare the sauces and everything else. There's so much sugar. Like, I even have a pasta recipe that I make that's actually doesn't have all that sugar because it's from a can. Because
wow.
I actually make a turkey bolognese fresh.
Yeah.
It takes me 10 minutes to make.
Yeah, and that's the way we should be doing it. And then now that I read labels on everything, and I'm looking at all of these things, and I'm still battling with all of this edema stuff that I've had to deal with, but I constantly am looking at things, And there's things I will never be able to order out or order pre-made ever again. And one is mac and cheese and the other is soup.
Well, you mentioned mac and cheese. There's actually a good mac and cheese that I like. It's called muscle mac and cheese. So there's more
Oh,
protein in it than all that other stuff. So that's a good substitute.
okay, that's really good to know. Because I love macaroni and cheese and I just can't eat it. I can have maybe one bite of it, but then even when I have one bite of it, the salt I can just taste. It
Yeah,
feels like I'm taking a spoonful of salt, but I used to love it. So we have to shift away, right, to learning how we're going to eat better, do better, and take better care. And it starts with these simple steps. Like you said, get up and start walking. You're walking, you should be walking every day anyway, but it's something that your body can do, whether you're doing all these, get your blood work or what, but you can still walk and you should be
exactly.
walking. And so how do people get started, and why is it important to have somebody, not just like, I don't want to say coaching you, but like holding you accountable and getting
That's
you
what
motivated?
that's what it comes down to. Is I'm not so much as a personal trainer anymore. I've been a personal trainer for the last 20-25 years. We are more accountability coaches because the thing is, as an online fitness coach, I am there for my clients. If they're at a restaurant, they don't know what to eat, they can actually take a picture of their menu through my app, and I can actually walk them through. And it's also about eating 5 to 6 small meals throughout the day, not having, we're not talking about huge meals. We're talking about a snack like an apple and maybe some of the protein. You always want to have a protein with a carb anyway. Stay away from your complex and more starchy carbs, especially as you're starting to lose weight. You want to just have double vegetables. It's very simple. So having all those carbs and everything else, just have chicken and some type of double vegetables that you like at the restaurant. Tell them don't put the oil and vinegar on it.
How do, like, okay, I was talking to somebody earlier today. We were talking about bread. Like I like it's even with some of the carbs, I think like bread is one of my favorite things. I love like a bagel, or and I can't have those anymore. What do you do when there's a food that you love and you really shouldn't eat it anymore?
I think it's not to tell people that they can't have it all the time, but minimize it. It's when do you have it once? Have it once a month. Have it once a week. Just do a minimal. And you talk about bread. There's also lots of healthy breads. There's Ezekiel bread. There's There's Dave's bread that has is like 70 calories a slice, which isn't a whole lot for bread. So just have one slice of that instead of having the big loaves. That's, I think it's 240, 250 for most pieces of bread. 70 slices, 70 for one slice is not a whole lot.
And it's not this little tiny thin little. There used to be this Pepperidge Farm bread. I don't think they even still make it anymore. But the slices, you could literally almost see through them. They were
Yeah.
so thin. There, I don't know what you put on them. You couldn't. And if you toasted it, it was like a Chinese throwing star. Like it was, it was just like this little thin little bread. I'm sure it was super low in calories because it was so,
Yeah.
maybe not. It was so tiny, but it was like worthless to eat. Yeah, definitely watching like the portion size that you're eating.
Well, I'm a big fan of like even rice cakes. A lot of people say, "Oh, rice cakes are
I like them.
boring," but you can put so many things. You can put avocado on rice, but hummus. Those are great sources of protein and fiber. You can put yogurt on it. What I do a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll do a Greek yogurt with like granola and put it in there, and then put it on top. So you're actually doubling, just keeping in with your macros.
Yeah, I do actually. I do like rice cakes. I started liking them a lot because I could put the stuff on top of them and I was trying to keep the
Exactly.
bread out. And I also like it with like some nut butters, like
Oh, totally.
almond butter, peanut butter. Like you can put some things on there to make them really good.
That's the one thing you got to be very careful about what nut butters you're buying because you don't know what's in that peanut butter because you want to have stuff that's unrefined.
Hmm. Well, and here's the thing. So we have this place. It's kind of like a Whole Foods. I bet you
Yeah,
Whole Foods, but they have things in bulk, right? You can buy things in
yeah.
bulk, which I love. But here's something that a lot of people don't know is that with the nuts that they have, you can actually tell them how much you want, and they will take it in the back and they will turn it into a butter for you.
Oh, that's
So there's nothing in it except for the peanuts that I would like if I wanted peanut butter done. Now, it's not Jif, okay? It's not that super sweet yumminess.
but just
Don't get me wrong.
and that's one of the things that I do personally. I stay away from is all that Jif and everything else. Get it as natural as you can.
But that's as natural as you can get when they'll make it for you.
Exactly, exactly.
And so, and then, yeah, you got to stir it up a little bit. And it doesn't even have that much oil in it. It's actually a pretty smooth. And then you can use that on a lot of different things. And I'll even put a little jam on it. I have a friend that makes jam. So I know that I'm getting
Oh,
like
that's great.
pure organic ingredients. It does have a little bit of sugar. For me, I can have a little bit of sugar as long as I'm keeping that salt to an absolute minimum. So there's some balance there, and you can have some fruits and some things in your diet. Um, and that's some of the things, it's really spending the time and making it a priority to do your research and find, because we are a society of convenience. So setting yourself up to find things that are convenient or making things that make things a little easier for you to find and to eat. Like, I'm going to go grab something in the kitchen. I want something fast. Well, if I took the time to prep some stuff, then I know that I have a quick, healthy snack in my fridge, whether
Yeah.
that's cutting up vegetables or I love making broccoli salad. It's one of my favorite. I put like the sunflower seeds in it, and I take a half a piece of bacon and crumble it because I'm not supposed to have like much. Bacon is so high in salt, but
Yeah.
I'll take it and I'll crumb it into little tiny pieces. So I'm really not even getting that much bacon if I'm making a big bowl of it.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I do onions and there's got some cucumbers in it. There's so many good things in it.
Well, it's interesting. A few weeks ago, I just realized that Trader Joe's stopped carrying this. They had this 4 ounce bagged chicken breast. They got rid of those.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
Okay.
I was so upset because I was like, it was a very easy snack that I would have on the go. It was very easy, whether I have it at home, I'd put it in a salad or whatever. So now I found something kind of a substitute, but not really. At Costco, Costco has chicken on sticks, and they just have individual ones on those, and I bought
I've
two.
gotten those. Those are
Yeah,
good.
yeah, they're really good. They don't have any type of like uh, barbecue sauce or anything else, so they're really healthy for you. That's a good. The more you can do with protein, the better.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Well, I kind of want to shift everything before we run out of time
Yeah, no
and
problem.
move into when it comes to I can't work out because I don't either have a gym or I don't know what to do or how do I get started. Tell us a little bit about what you do and how accessible you make it for people to get started, even if they don't have a gym that they belong to.
Everything, all my programs are designed for body weight, or we do minimal machines whatsoever. So I work out my clients with balls, bands, free weights, dumbbells, but you're not doing a huge amount of weights unless you're we do have access to a commercial gym. But for the most part, I can design anything for anybody, whether they're working at their house, have a home based gym, or they are working at a commercial gym as well. to get started, I set my clients up with a free discovery call to walk them through their goals, and then from there, if it looks like we're going to be able to work together, then I will set up an onboarding call that we go more into detail and depth into their goals and everything else, and then we will get started with the fitness evaluation and seeing meal tracking. I have my clients all tracked for about 2 weeks on an app, basically, so that way we can see where their starting place is, and then we just start working together. My programs are 3-month programs.
Yeah, that's a great way to get started. And you did mention, and I wanted to bring it up again, you did mention that like people can take a picture of, like, say they do have a dinner to go out to or whatever. They can actually take a picture of the menu so you can help them make smart choices at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big deal because that's a really hard thing to understand, like what's in what you're eating when you're going out and you have no idea.
Oh,
like
totally.
how to
A lot of those through my app too. There actually has a tracker on there. Some of the choices that we can, because obviously everybody's going to be going to. There's not a whole lot of them left, but like one of the biggest culprits is like Fridays. There's so much stuff in there. So just have Fridays. I just tell my clients, when there was more of them, just take the sauce off it. Just have the chicken, vegetables, and everything else.
Yeah, that sauce is a killer. I don't think people realize that either. That's where so many things are hidden in those heavy sauces and all of those. And like you can't go to Buffalo Wild Wings and just get wings. You got to get the sauce on it. But garlic Parmesan sauce, that stuff's killer.
Yeah, and they do have that garlic one, but there's so much sodium in the at Buffalo Wild Wings in the sauce itself.
Right. And they could also do things like get it on the side so it's not drenched and swimming in sauce, but they can still get it, if they want to get some of the flavor on there, but then they can control how they're portioning it out, which I think is important. So tell us what it looks like to get started with you. How can people reach out to you? What can they do if they're ready to make changes?
My website is noahhodginwellness.com. And then I do have my IG that was just changed. I'll tell you what it was. Changed. My social media manager just changed the other day. So it's Noah_Women Fitness.
I love that. That's a great name. That was a good change.
Thank you.
I love that. Yep. And we'll have all of that information. All of the links are going to be available down in the description below. What would you say is your message to people that think they've tried things before and they just can't do it?
Every program is different, and I'm different because I really care about each one of my clients as my own. It's really, I make sure that my clients make sure that they're going to see results. I have a guarantee as well. My guarantee is I will train you for free as long as you're doing the steps and everything else till you start seeing results. So my 12-week program, I have a guarantee that if they don't see results within that first 12 weeks, I will train them for free till they start seeing results as well.
Wow, that's a really big promise to them and a confidence in them. But I think that's what people need.
There's also steps that they have to do. If they're not tracking and doing everything else, then obviously that's going to be a null and void. But for the most part, if they're not, and obviously there's lots of hormone issues that's going on with a lot of women and everything else. And I do have training with a lot of hormones with post-menopause, pre-menopause, and everything else. So it's just like there's lots of issues that could be happening within that system too.
Well, yeah, there's always a lot that goes into it. We're complex creatures. We just are. That's the way it works out. Well, Noah, I can't thank you enough for hanging out and being on the show today. One of the things I always tell everybody is you have to take the first step and you have to be willing to make a change. And I think that's what you personified today is this is all something that people can do if they're willing to make the change and commit to doing that with you.
And they're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for being here today and hanging out and doing this. If any more information that you guys need, please check the description. Follow Noah over on his channel on his new site, Noah_Women's Fitness. I can't wait. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.